Oh, good morning. Well, we have started with a title, concept, or whatever. Neil Young, and the lyrics are, "It's only castles burning. Find someone who's turning, and you will come around." I think it's off after the gold rush, but if you have any trouble finding these songs, you can again just put into your amazing thing in your web browser. It's only castles burning, like Neil Young, and that'll get you there. And enjoy. Neil Young. So, although I started on that, and it is again another seed thought, talking about how everything can change. Right, it's only castles burning. Find someone who's turning, and you will come around. And he accentuates that, right? Find a nice, relaxing space. Get nicely chilled out, because it's that kind of album. Right, we've just sort of sung a little bit. And listen. Thank you, yeah. You can actually ask again. However you appeal to your higher self or God, yeah. Please reveal to me and your helpers, or however you would define them. Some people know directly it's the angels. Some people know that they have guides and that they've been impressed to do things and are being impressed to do things, right? And see what comes through, and it'll be see what comes through, and it will be unique for you. There you go, a bit of poetry, not bad for 6 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, so I'm challenging you. If you've noticed through these ministries, there's a person very persistent, but it's all right. Because I'm just about to start, and this is one of the most important times. They don't know that, but it is, because then the spirit comes in and away we go. And I'm certainly not going to start answering calls. Again, blessed angels, please inspire this person who obviously isn't very familiar with me, that yes, this sort of time in the morning is most definitely when I go on to, yeah. Yes, I'll just say, yeah, hello to you too. I'm just checking now. Nice, yeah. Love you, thank you, yeah. So I will do that, right? Okay, thank you. Now, in life, we get attached to things, and sometimes those things are taken away from us or are no longer there. So that's the significance of castles are burning. But generally a castle portrays the concept or the idea of something very important. Your security. One lives in a castle because it's your own personal security. Whatever it could be, it's not necessarily actually a castle, but it's burning. And we're losing our faith. But then we find someone who is turning, and you will come around. Now, this might not be how Neil would interpret this, again, we can go into that a bit. People are used by these or inspired to write these lyrics. And for them, they're going through a particular experience, which maybe for Neil at that time could be many things. A break in a relationship. You know, had a very close relationship with someone and it was their strength, and then it's breaking down. Burning just means dissolving, being destroyed. But you will find someone who is turning, meaning they are coming out of a negative experience, and you and they will help you come around. So people are sent or directed into our lives all the time. It's said many a time we meet angels in human clothing. Or many a time we've been in the presence of angels, which appear to be in a human form, which again does very often happen, right? So again, the saying means that you could have met angels, although you say you don't believe in them, right? But you can think about your life and various instances in your life where something of a similar ilk has happened to you. This person comes into your life and provides you with exactly what you need to know at that time and gives you an uplift. This person could probably share with you that they've just been through the dark night of the soul. Now that's a term that's used to clearly explain that you no longer sense or feel the light. Your faith has been shattered. Something's happened in your life and it's challenged all your castles, all the things that you've put your security into. And you go into what's called the dark night of the soul. But this is all controlled, and that your angels, guides, all have, in a sense, supervision over this, and you are being watched and monitored, and there are certain lines, if you like, that if you start to approach them because of your dark night of the soul, right, you will be rescued. Literally rescued. See, all these icons do obviously influence me and can distract me, but I have a very good, and we all do, doorkeeper, who again will keep that contained. So I'm well protected. I've prayed, which you should do. Archangel Michael, draw close. So you're inviting Michael to draw close. You invite your guides and helpers to draw close. You invite the angelic kingdom to draw close. And so you are optimally protected and being protected. And of course, in even the middle, the center, or wherever, any time within your experience, like me now, you can again recall them down. You will be inspired who to particularly make an appeal to. An example, someone's trying to get hold of you on the video phone, and you are doing some ministry right in the here and now. And you put a prayer up, and suddenly you're inspired to pray for Lord Buddha to draw close. Okay? You're inspired that Lord Krishna draw close. You're inspired that Mother Mary draw close. The list can go on and on. It's not a matter of that. It's an internal thing. Now, we can conjecture, as I use that word, oh, this person's probably got Roman Catholic connections, so you're appealing to that particular stream of divinity, Mother Mary, right? Or they've got connections with Krishna, so you're inspired to draw that level or stream of influence forward. So that person might be a devotee of Krishna. So you get a far more direct, dynamic connection into that person's guides and helpers. They then will pick up on that urgency more, and most definitely through that particular stream of knowledge, religion, light. Talked about that the other day, the prism, the white light, but then it's broken into many different colours, and that's an analogy that there is a white light which contains everything, which is the pure inspiration, but it comes through in many different colours, and those colours can be different streams or different religions or spiritual paths. Many ways to skin a cat. That means there are many different approaches you can adopt or take in your prayer to help resolve a situation, right? Again, that's your discipline. You ask that you be inspired by whatever you might now need to do to resolve this situation. It's that golden rule again and again. Ask and you shall receive. So you develop this capacity, tendency in your life. You know you have got a constant supply of inspiration around you, help and support, and it's developing your faith. Now, we can get things a bit wrong, so we've got to watch that. Oh, Krishna came to me yesterday and I got an inspiration to do this or go to the temple or what. Well, actually, I'm going to call Krishna dead. We've got over that. Millions of different expansions of Krishna are available and do come to people. Millions of expansions of Mother Mary. Millions of children, are there. You can estimate that by the size of the religion. Roman Catholicism, I believe, is one of the largest religions. So just by common sense, I'm just checking, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, thanks. You're laughing and crying. Yeah, that's good. Well, that's a good positive way to be. That most certainly humour is one of the ways that I minister in, if that's correct. Whatever I'm talking about, I can twist a humorous adaptation to it. So it's nice, light and easy. Songs come in now. Sunday Morning. It's actually a very big hit song. And it's the song's just singing about like Sunday morning, right? And he's talking about explaining or talking about how things can be like that, and he's using it as an example. Sunday morning is a time of rest, generally for most people, a time to chill out, relax, right? And not get into a huff. You don't generally have to go to work and do all these sort of things. People that know are meant to know because it's a very popular song. In fact, I believe it got right up into the charts. I can't remember the exact lyrics at the moment, but like Sunday morning, that's the actual catch phrase. And he's a singer, songwriter, so it's not a band. He performs under just his name. But this isn't being told, those that are meant to know will, don't worry, you said enough, that's it. Right, that's it. Again, mind, you don't need to get into a panic. See, oh, what was that guy's name? Whatever. Generally sang ballads. Right? Okay. Do what I'm being told. Oh, that's good. Okay, now I've just quickly checked into the initial thing. It's only castles burning, Neil Young. Nothing more coming through on that. Just drunk some water and hopefully I'll get some fresh, totally fresh inspiration. Now, at the moment, there's 14 of us together. There's some love. People have given the love sign, right? 2 or 3. Thing. Oh, that's the wow. Ooh. Wow means whoa, whoa. They're hearing what I'm saying and it's having that effect. Right. Well, take whatever you hear or see within this and take it into your own sacred space. Go to your Amin, which I believe is the correct term for your religious leader. Share. They know that there's something happening. You'd have to have your head well up your anus to not know that something's happening and going down now on a big planetary level. We are seeing the signs and wonders through weather conditions. People having heat waves. Things are hotting up, which is a saying, but they are. And those with eyes to see and ears to hear and are open will respond to those incidences and will, by praying, be inspired by the light of what they can and should do. Again, I'm being inspired, which is my main impetus. My ego will say, well, look, you said that before, and, here's something new. No, every time certain things, every single ministry I do, right, is that pyramids are very important and have a very important role to play in this planetary healing that needs to be done. And that whatever spiritual, religious path you're on, I am imploring you, or the spirit through me is to ask that this sort of topic is considered. So you go to your man, if that's the correct pronunciation, your spiritual teacher, leader, right? And you say, can we do something within our rituals, within our ceremony, within our meetings, right? Someone's being a bit persistent again, obviously doesn't know. It's very hard for me not to consider, look, this person's being a pain in the thing, but they're probably totally new. I've only befriended them a day ago. that I've only been on here a week. Okay. Whoa. And things are moving on. So you go to your I-man or E-man, your spiritual leader. If you're moved to, I'm only asking you, and request that could we incorporate within our religious practice a time and space to concentrate on the welfare of Mother Earth and what we could possibly do. And it could just be a practical inspiration. I shared this before, but let's go out and just pick up some rubbish, but go to a public place. So it's not just your own temple, right, which you obviously are responsible to do as well, your own bit of space. But let's do that. And if anyone asks, that's what you reply. Well, we're trying to help the planetary situation. Generally, the best way to apply that would be riverbeds or river shores or seashores, because a very high level of pollution is in the sea and in our rivers. And water is very significant for the planetary healing process, which is another topic I completely obviously keep putting in, Bosnian pyramid water, making your own water by putting it under your own pyramid, then taking that water and spreading it to other sources of water. So you set up your pyramid. I've given quite a few detailed guidelines on how to do that, right? But you can obviously modify that. There's sacred geometry involved. There's crystals involved. The orientation of the pyramid is north, one side. All this is available online. Go to your web browser. Put in planetary healing. Put in pyramid healing. Right? And you'll get your guidance, and you can be inspired, which is the best guidance, from within. So I've just waffled on about a few things and flower of life and all this. But then, by inspiration, you construct your own pyramid, planetary healing and personal healing machine. Because the pyramid is actually a technology. And as scientists are demonstrating, Russian scientists particularly, you can put that in if you're that inclined, Russian pyramid research. Because they have built pyramids all over Russia and have conducted scientific research under these pyramids. So in a scientific manner, seen and investigated what pyramids can do and have documented that knowledge for the benefit of all mankind, basically. Because it's our planet, we all share it, and it doesn't matter what religious persuasion we have, we've all got a responsibility to respond to that. What can we do to help heal the planet? And plenty of things you can do, and on different levels. My particular event is, I'm just watching the time, but I'm only 20 odd minutes in, and I generally minister for an hour, but even so, it goes into the brain, and on another level, I can get sort of like a thing to hurry up, or whatever, indicating, look, you're spending too much time on that, and there's other things you've got to say. Right. So awareness and knowledge about pyramids is available now, very much so online. One of the authorities, if that's the right word, is the Bosnian pyramids, which have been discovered obviously in Bosnia. And when you bother to check that out, you'll see that they are the largest pyramids to be discovered. They've been carbon dated to be over 30,000 years old. And they have tunnels that have been dug underneath them that have now been excavated out. So, in other words, they were filled in to stop people gaining access, but now have been discovered and are being emptied out. And in these tunnels, water is being drawn up and has been drawn up for who knows how many thousands of years, is circulating under the pyramid. We go around the circle, and is obviously quite special medicinal healing compound. So we're going right back in the circle to what I am at stage trying to do, is to acquire some Bosnian pyramid water. So yes, every time I'll just put that in and will strike home somewhere, and somebody, that message will get through, whether it's through the angelic kingdom, inspiring people to check this video out. You know, the mechanics of it could be many different things. But I'm still getting with my pendulum not to fly to Bosnia myself, which is what's an option that's been presented to me. Well, you can come and pick some up, but we can't send it to you in the post. And like I say, so the people in Bosnia are aware that a certain person in Scotland, that's me, is trying to acquire some Bosnian pyramid water. I would hope, and I'm sure it is, that if someone happens to turn up at the Bosnian pyramids from Scotland, that they would meet the appropriate people and they would say, oh, well, actually, there's someone in Scotland that's been trying to acquire some water for quite a while now. Would you like to buy some extra and take it back to Scotland and send it to him, and he will reimburse you your costs? In my mind, but that also shows me perhaps there isn't too many people from Scotland and England because of the added expense of having to cross the water. But if you're part of mainland Europe, obviously it's far more accessible. So again, if anyone sees this, that's it, and knows someone that's from Scotland or England or even any other country, because legally you just need to leave Bosnia with it, and if you're going overland, and then of course any country outside of Bosnia, I would imagine, hasn't got a restriction of sending water through the post, although this isn't quite what the situation is. Bosnia is nothing can go through the post apart from apparently cardboard or paper. So, yes, I see it's what's happening. I see your little girl icon, which is I'm just skinning through. Yeah. I shared your name before, but I might not pronounce it. Rahul Ahar. That's Ahir. And your little icon is a picture of a beautiful little girl. So it's probably you when you were young. Okay. Nice one, thank you. I'm just checking the messages again. Someone said they like, yeah. Alex Jasper, probably the right pronunciation. Okay, so we've got about 21 people. More than enough. And that's good because there's lots of other things that are going on the live broadcast. Obviously, this is very new, right? But I do find when I do finish the video, on average, nearly 100 people have seen this. And that's risen from nothing. Obviously, when you first start out, no one knows what it's about. And there's all these other things they can be watching. So I'm learning patience. I'm learning that, this can take time. It don't come easy. George Harrison's just flashed in. It don't come easy is the line. And that, again, come into that, but that's it. We're in the Kali Yuga, and this is the time of darkness. Not many people even seeking the light. Many people have just turned their backs on that. Oh, there's no God, there's no light, no, whatever. And that's what we're just passing through. Some of us are clearly, obviously, in the light and striving for the light, but the majority of humanity isn't. But we are passing out of that. And it was said that in 2012, there would be, and there was actually a massive downpouring. But if the people aren't open for it, they wouldn't have experienced and didn't experience any. Although people did try to really propagate this to make people aware, like I say, you've got quite a big problem to shift. You need to call down Ganesh, the remover of obstacles, the very personification of Ganesh, an elephant-headed god. What does that portray? Strength, power, and that is how Ganesh is described, the remover of obstacles or obstruction. Now we have all these different personifications for that reason. As far as possible, it humanizes God, although of course God comes in a multitude of forms. But if, hypothetically, in your life there's obstacles, then you would, if you're a Hindu, go to a Ganesh temple and offer worship, because Ganesh is the remover of obstructions. Now, I came across a very interesting statue of Ganesh in Thailand, in Nan Han, which is a Wat, and the land is owned by the Wat, and the beach is owned by the Wat. So it's near a place called Rari, right on the southern tip of Phuket. You'll find it, but that place is very unique, as many places can be. It has shrines to various deities, gurus and teachers, and one of them, to get this straight, I believe, is a 5-headed statue of Ganesh, which I particularly was drawn to, not knowing why, but now I do know why. Yeah, as a bringer of light, I've got a lot of obstructions and will encounter a lot of obstructions. So I can now say, Blessed Ganesh, please draw close. Please assist me in removing all the obstructions that I am now encountering. so that my particular part that I've got to play in the theatre of life, in this world, as Neil Young would put it, there's a world you're living in, but no one else has your part. May my part be assisted and fulfilled. May I get through the obstructions to found the theatre of unemployment charity that I've experienced. And may I have the openings to get that particular project off the ground. Theatre of unemployment, an alternative promotional agency to be that will enable the generation of immense sums of money for the relief of suffering. It will be a charity that can assist all charities. It will be a resource of musicians, actors, whatever, all the performing arts who are prepared to perform and do shows, concerts, whatever, to raise funds for charity. And we, the theatre of unemployment, being positively and affirming, our role will be to organise these events and put respective artists and charities together. Mick Jagger registers. This is just an example. And then part of his registration will be, well, any particular charities you particularly would like to perform for, right? Then that's put in the resource. Then the charities can be approached. Mick Jagger, for instance, has shown interest that he is prepared to perform for your charity. And we would then, in between the back and forth, right, an event would be organised. And it would generate money. We would take a minimum non-profit, because it's a non-profit charitable organisation. We would just cover our running costs, and the people would be paid a reasonable salary, not some of these, how could I put it, over the top salaries that are now being paid people in commercially run promotional agencies. A very large cut of a new artist's fundraising or earning capacity goes into this sort of thing, in inverted commas, exclamation, administration, managerial fees. Okay? And if the truth be known, people will be amazed at first. And so they sign contracts which bind them to up to 50% of their earnings and all this rubbish. But their little carrot is, oh, we will make you famous. And after so many years, they're then released from that contract and are possibly free to go on and really do what they want to do. Just an example. This might have been why it was blocked, because the people I appealed to were part of the music establishment. And even though they did at some times say they're running their own charity, or did congratulate me on my resourcefulness to get through to them, Sir Richard Branston, right, head of Virgin Records and all this palaver, right, no actual practical offer of assistance was offered. Richard Branson would have made a perfect just member of the committee. Doesn't have to actively be part of the organisational structure, that would be the employees, but by offering his being a patron, same as Mick Jagger would become a patron. So he's just saying, yeah, this is cool, good, and I put my name to it. Would then give it credibility to other people who might want to contribute the necessary finances to set it up. But that nut never got cracked. And I got directed into this other impetus because of perhaps our planetary situation. Well, obviously it is. No, spread the awareness and knowledge about pyramids, get the Bosnian pyramid water out, because now it's clearly been revealed to me that it is being restricted. Of course it is. If you can't post it anywhere, it's only the people that are visiting it, right? And most of them would use it for their own usage, because you only get a little, probably 100 ml bottle, because of the restrictions again of taking liquids on the plane. That's all I would need, but that's because you can, and anyone would need, you can manufacture. That's what I've been inspired and taught to do with the pyramid and the flower of life, etc., etc. So you just take that one little vial, put that next to other waters, and the etheric auric influence would be impressed upon them, because water does that, it absorbs everything around it. Then it's being exposed to the earth's energies. That's what a pyramid does. It draws up the earth's energy. So the earth is helping to heal itself. It's rather like it is naturopathic medicine. The same concept as that is to help the body to heal itself. That is the whole approach of naturopathic medicine. So the concept of drugs to chemically interfere with the body's biochemistry and whatever is totally alien to naturopathic medicine. They see it purely from a spiritual viewpoint. The body is a perfect instrument made by God and can heal and maintain itself if we provide it with the things that it needs. And this is just things like minerals, vitamins, which again, we're going round in a circle. The planet has been naturally depleted of these essential minerals that the body needs. So even if you buy organic food, if the soil where that food is being grown is depleted of these essential minerals, your food is lacking and you will still contract illnesses. So the pyramid, in a naturopathic viewpoint, is providing the planet, the earth, a means to help heal itself. And if you accept that the planet is a living thing, it responds in a very positive way to where pyramids are. Yeah. The weather has been monitored to be proved to be affected by pyramids. This is Russia, right? Notice that there's less volcanic eruptions that happen near a pyramid. That there isn't so many storms, which the area generally was known to have, hurricanes and all these other weather interferences. Because we're doing the right thing. By putting and erecting a pyramid, we're allowing Mother Earth to heal itself. Because it's like, that's what a pyramid does. It sucks up the Earth's energy. That's the magnetic energy, the ionic energy, which is all being measured in the pyramids of Bosnia. The ionic atmosphere under the pyramid is enhanced. So people just going into the tunnels are exposed to an atmosphere which is not available outside, because we have polluted the excrement out of the planet. Polite way of putting, what? And so people have just gone into the Pyramid of Bosnia tunnels, 4-hourly visit, and the illnesses that they were plagued with have been completely tempered. I said tempered, not healed, because obviously, if unfortunately you try and say things like that, there are legal restrictions. If you're promoting that this Bosnian pyramid water can heal all known illnesses known to mankind, this Bosnian pyramid water can rebalance the whole planetary disruption, you might find yourself getting shut down as being considered irresponsible. But you can say, and I can say, that this Bosnian pyramid water can be put under your own pyramid, can be put next to other samples of water. It is then transmuted and transformed by the homeopathic medicine principle, because you'd have the whole homeopathic medicinal professionals, if you like, to back you up, because that's the theory of their medicinal approach. And homeopathy happens to be the medicinal choice of the royal family. It's by appointment to the Queen. Okay? So no one's going to mess with you, because they're then messing with the whole homeopathic thing. Okay? Because that's all you're doing. You're putting a sample of water next to other samples of water. There's no physical thing other than just the shape of the pyramid. So you're not adding anything to the water in a physical capacity, but etherically you are. That is like the energy field of the other waters that are surrounding it. Emoto has proved and demonstrated that water does act like a battery. It does absorb the energy of everything it's exposed to. To go around the circle, the Bosnian pyramid water. I'm giving it welly now, right? And through photographing slices of frozen water samples that have been exposed to these various energies, like I say, people blessed the water and it transmuted and physically changed the actual crystalline structure of the water. She had a physical thing that could be photographed and demonstrated. Check out the Bosnian pyramid water crystalline formation done through the Emoto research. It's a beautiful golden colour. So that tells you a lot, just the colour. And needless to say, the shape is perfectly symmetrical, as all things good in nature are. Things that aren't are generally a disorganised, not very nice pattern. Because nature is made up of beautiful, the analogy, snowflakes. Everyone's unique and they're beautiful patterns. Look at them. And this is the similar sort of patterns you're getting, and Emoto got from his frozen water samples that have been exposed to various things and come from various places. Right. So there is science to back this up. And this was actually an answer to one of my prayers that I put up. Blessed Father God, I know I believe in you, Blessed Father. But the problem is many people don't. Please inspire me, or give us, meaning humanity, the means to, as far as possible, scientifically demonstrate your existence, that there is perfect unity in the planet, there is perfect symmetrical, organized, that'd be a demonstration of that, right? And that as far as possible, God can be revealed to us with those with eyes to see. And that the pyramid is a technology open to all of us. And wherever you construct a pyramid, you're opening and providing the planet to heal itself. So then we go into definite signs that the planet's very happy. You'll have, as I've got, brilliant growth of the trees and bushes, because there weren't really trees, in your garden. Very lush. I did a photograph here, yeah. Me and me tree. Now, admittedly, you can only, it's in the background, but you see the vibrant colour of that plant. And a lot of people have responded to that photograph. I say it's me sat in the garden by me tree. Hundreds, if not thousands of people. We're back to the healing mandala concept. The energy of that tree and me is incorporated in the photograph. And the people's response is, wow, that's beautiful. It just hits you, because it is. And the energy is there. And people see it, experience it. Just vibrant, beautiful. Oh, you have to see it. Check out Me and My Tree photograph if you haven't already. But that's demonstrating a practical evidence of the benefit of having a pyramid, because my pyramids, there's not just this one, which you've seen, which is in my living room, and it is been developed. There you go, you see it. And in seeing that, yeah, you will have an instant recognition. The perfect symmetry of that. Got your little pyramid capstone. So that's on top of everything. And so it is, everything is under a pyramid. Then, of course, the extension of the pyramid are the white pipes coming down. Because then even under that pyramid, I say even, but it's on a table, and then anything underneath that table is benefited. Then there's an aura that goes around the base of the pyramid, right? So it's not just the shape, and underneath there's also a circular aura. All this has been mapped and demonstrated by the Russians and other people. So anything around the skirt of that pyramid, which of course I am now, you get me, so it's on a table and there's other stuff on the table outside the actual structure of the pyramid, but also is benefiting by the an auric field that goes around the base, like a donut. So if you know what a donut is, it has a hole in the middle and then it goes around. That's generally how people buy a donut, right? So the circle in the middle represents the actual base of the pyramid, but then this energy field goes around. And anything in that, and this is all demonstrated, websites, you can see this, and they've measured it and even given you the percentage. So whatever size your particular pyramid is, a percentage of that dimension at the bottom has been estimated or measured to be about 30%. So you can know exactly, this, and this is all in the influence of that pyramid. Like mine's got 2 tables, right? I've got a Shiva stone, various religious artifacts, various other things I've never shared, right? Sacred oil, okay? Now this is used, and this is straight out of the Bible, right? And the recipe in that, which there was some contention, cannabis is considered one of the ingredients of this oil, although people contest this because of all the bad, hype and thing to do with it. So this is organic sacred oil, and it has a concentration of CBD. It's just called herbal extract. Then you go ingredients, okay? Shake well before. This is used for anointing or healing. again in the Christian religion and others, you anoint someone with oil. It said the early kings were anointed with oil. They do this now with queens, but it's not to that extent. But it's still very much part of the religion ritual. Ingredients: organic olive oil. Can't read it. My glasses aren't. Hemp. Okay. Essential oils. Admittedly, it's written in a sort of unusual language. But this is in the Bible, and you can get this recipe. Cinnamon leaf oil, whatever. And that has been in the influence of the pyramid, or is now constantly, but it's on a table to the side. I told you got the Shiva stone, flower of life, other waters, other religious statuettes, Buddhist deities. You won't probably have heard of these, but this is from a school of Buddhism based in Malaysia, and he was encouraging people to set up their own. Very bad, so I apologise for that. So that is like a shrine. You can use that. It's a home shrine thing to offer worship to that particular deity or Buddhist deity, if you like, manifestation. And they're Setrap, S-E-T-R-A-P. Then there's a Tsongpa. So this is Buddhist, okay? Not Hindu, Buddhist. But it's something I got interested in and was drawn in, and I sent away. Not a big rip-off price. It's a lovely little, that, it's clay. It is, that's been in and under the influence of the pyramid. Got your thing here. Other crystals, big crystals. Some CBD marijuana, but stress that. You can buy this online. It's specially grown marijuana, a strain that has a very low, under a certain, talking about another thing, under the legal definition of THC level. So it's grown to make CBD oil from, right? So I've got CBD oil, sacred oil. Sorry, yeah, I have actually, right. Have actually got, there you go, CBD oil. You see that, right? Now, all these substances have an auric etheric emanation, as everything has. A little statuette of Mother Mary, right? Which is also, there's another counter shrine to the side of the pyramid, which it will be influencing as well, where I've got a proper portable, oh my throat, Roman Catholic Mother Mary opening up shrine, if that's the right word. So it's got icons of Mother Mary, and it opens up. So it's a mobile, again, it's something you can fold up and take around. I've got two of them actually. Then I've got a really brilliant channeled book, which is reportedly from Mother Mary, and funny enough came through from a lady in Crete. I shared about, I've got a connection with Crete. I lived on a beach in Crete called Vai, and it's a very special sacred place. Spent months in like a retreat and used to just meditate right by the sea. So I'd go in, wash myself in the sea, brush my hair forward, just coming up to witching hour, and then that'd be my ritual to sit, meditate in the sun. And when my hair was dried, that was the time to sing, and I brushed it forward. Needless to say, I didn't finish that off. I was a young man in my prime, not a man now that's got a bit of a pot belly, which you get through age or abuse. I was very striking. Sun-bleached blonde hair, long, blue eyes, beautiful brown, natural tanned body. When I went to finish on a light humor, when I left Crete, I was befriended by some German students who had a big Mercedes Benz. I mean, yeah. So I had they offered me a lift back to Germany because my visa was running out and they were going back, and we befriended one another and they were really impressed. Right. So I'm a very striking, handsome young man with a nice body and a beautiful tan. But in Crete, I was really into being a naturalist. It's a secluded beach. Although tourists come, you could just walk along the beach, and word got around, other European people did, and you can sunbathe in the nude. Naturalist. Get the sun all to your body. The air, it's nice because it's cooler. Lovely breeze coming off the sea all the time. So it's a fantastic climate. Again, repeat, it's sunny, but you've got this breeze. So it's keeping you cool naturally. So it never gets overbearingly hot and helps, obviously, you to keep cool. So it's a fantastic place to go if you've never checked it out. VAI, that's VAI. It's owned by a monastery. You've got all your basic necessities. You've got toilets, again, been built for the tourists. Water supply because of the goat herders. You've got fresh, nice water you can drink. And they don't mind you camping on the beach as long as you're respectful. If you did have wild parties, you would be asked to leave. But it's for people who just love nature who go there and are drawn there and want a bit of quiet, but the natural beauty of being in a warm place, sunny place with a nice breeze and the sound of the sea, which helped me to chill right down. The trickling sound of waves. In fact, that's what I use now. Gone from one extreme to the other. The technique of I've been asked the technique of meditation, I do mindfulness, but I've incorporated it with a fantastic bit of kit. Maybe it ought to be a salesman, whatever. Muse. You can just read it, but you'll know it. It's MUSE. Camera's playing up a bit, right? Muse. Not so cheap, but fantastic technology. It is a proper headband that goes on your head, and it's got sensors, and it measures your brain's activity. Then it's linked to an iPad or your phone, right? And that is then linked to you via headphones, where you have what's called a soundscape. So you can choose that, and I've chosen the sea, so it's a sound. But this soundscape is altered in relation to the activity of your brain. So again, it's like a biofeedback device. You're meditating, you're told to just watch your breath, and there's some very famous meditation instructors that have linked into this device who can guide you to start. You recognize their voice in that. Deepak Chopra, I think it's the right pronunciation. It's not just him, but if you again drawn into that thing, and they will guide you. It's all measured, and you put in the time. 5 minutes, as short as 5 minutes, up to 30, about 45 minutes, whatever, you gradually increase your time. But you get immediate feedback by the sound of the sea will go if your mind is getting busy. So it's telling you auditory that will, so you go back to just watching your breath, because it is a just constant bringing yourself back to your breath, right? That is the practice. But you can see with this device how good you're doing, and it gives you like a scale, and it's split into 3 different things. Bird cheeping, if you get still enough to that, you can actually hear birds cheeping, because that comes through the soundtrack. You also get a monitor visual display, because it's like a graph, of all the times you have, in a sense, pulled yourself up. They call it recovery. So your concentration's gone, and then you back to the breath. So you're training the mind, right? But over time, you obviously get better and better, and you can do longer periods. And then you get all this is recorded. You finish a session, you're shown how many, in number form, how many number of experiences where you're in a very good calm state of mind, the number of recoveries you've made, and more important as well, the number of time that you actually achieved the cheeping bird state, meaning you're so still that then these cheeping birds come through. Biofeedback, you see. Incredible, quite expensive, but the technology that's gone into that, you've got your own, like I say, I'll show you again, biofeedback like headband, and there's your sensors. See them? So they go across your front. These things go on the back of your ears, and it's adjustable. And then when you start it, it does a check, make sure it's on right and you're getting a good signal. So it monitors you for about a minute or so. And then the voice will come in this case, Shiprak, whatever, Deepak Chap, whatever. And we'll start you on the meditation. I now want you to just, watch your breath. And that's it. There's no more constant. That's it. That's your instruction. Take some breaths and just watch your breath. And anyone who knows about mindfulness knows that is the technique. And you're told, not to worry. I did a course in Inverness Church with a lady. That's a town near me. I'm over the hour. Whoa. And that I would well recommend to someone starting out on meditation, because you're using science and technology and you are getting feedback, which will, of course, encourage you. I only manage 5 minutes, but you slowly increase your time. You get a score that's built up. It's all recorded, and you can see how you're getting better. Which, of course, again, encourages you. So we've gone up to 27. I'm going to go over my comments, right? Just in case I go right to the bottom, which is the latest. No, they're great. They've just joined. There's no actual messages. Mainly people from India. Made a lot of friends from India. That's just the way I'm guided. Most of these friends are people that have requested me for my friendship. So that helps keep it together as well. I very rarely solicit other people. Good. I've got some feedback. Good. And I've had a bit of issue, again, my growing curve, isn't it? Many people from an Arabic sort of country, obviously homosexuality is more different attitude, more blatant, and it's more than common to see men walking down the street holding hands, right? And just statistically, I've had quite a few men clearly approach me in the intention to start or have a sexual relationship. That's not so bad, because generally those people just say, "Are you gay?" And I just say no. And that's it. We'll carry on perhaps talking a few things, but that's it. That's cool. But what has been happening is men have been just linking into me because they're attracted to me and using me like a pornographic magazine. They're not interested in talking, not interested in finding out what I'm about and what I'm teaching or anything. They're just using me to masturbate to. And that's what I'm perfectly feel I am entitled. Maybe give me some feedback on that. Entitled to do, sorry. I'm not interested in that. I don't like that idea. And I've suddenly become aware how women must have felt when there was this big outburst of feminism, where men were treating women as just sexual objects, and where pornographic literature, which is doing that, was, rebelled against. And people said, we don't want this stocked in our shops. We don't want our children at risk of coming across this literature. And it's a big thing. They had to put it high up. No one could just buy this. You couldn't buy it unless you're over a certain age. And rightly so. But this is part of our darkness. Sexuality is the biggest stumbling block for the spiritual path. We're not our bodies. Okay? We are a spirit. We are spirits living. This is another musician. We are spirits living in the material world, right? Because that's actually what we are. We're not our physical body. It's a vehicle. It has needs. And again, in response to prayer, will end up with a thing. Again, anything happens to me like that and that, pushes my buttons and upsets me, I pray. What can be done about this? Artificial insemination came through. Meaning people who have a big, as the term is, or are we too sarcastic, sex drive, people who can't actually get that sex drive fulfilled because they might not be in a relationship, a safer and a higher and a better way of channeling that sex drive is to link up with an artificial insemination facility. And if you have the appropriate DNA, which they can structure, if you have a clear sign of being a very intelligent IQ, your brain can be monitored, just what we talked about that, and it can be demonstrated that you have 60 or 70% of your brain is active, where the average person only has 5%. This information is then stored. Then women who are interested in having a child but can't because of their partners are either infertile or what, or don't have a partner but really want to have their own child, can be artificially inseminated. And they can choose. Well, he's got blonde hair, good prospects, I think, blue eyes, has a very high intelligence IQ rating, has been diagnosed with a condition that is clearly linked to genius, i.e. manic depression, has clearly evolved to a state where that condition is well-tempered, doesn't take any drugs, only takes herbal supplements, right? And then if he does happen to, in my example, take a drug, it's put under a pyramid, which people will know as the knowledge goes, it will be neutralized, anything harmful. In Russia, they put radioactive material under a pyramid, and it's been neutralized. In Russia, they put known toxic materials, and they've been neutralized. And on a positive note, they put known natural antibiotics, i.e. colloidal silver, which is just silver, which has a long established history of being known to kill viruses, right, or neutralize them. And the effectiveness of the colloidal silver that was put under the pyramid was enhanced immensely. And this is scientifically done. Just take a petri dish, put a certain virus in it, put a few drops of colloidal silver that's been put under a pyramid, and the opposite, just colloidal silver that hasn't been put under a pyramid, and the dynamic increase in the effectiveness of the colloidal silver under the pyramid is clearly and has been demonstrated. So again, like I've done, all your medicines put under your pyramid, you only improve them or neutralize them very naturally. Again, it's just the earth's energy. There's no chemical, get me? It's on a different level, like the aura. That's what the aura is, an energy field that surrounds everything. And that aura can affect other things by it. That's exactly the principle that I'm demonstrating and doing here. The materials are just put, samples of water are just put next to each other and are exposed, put under a pyramid, and that energy is being transferred. And this will clearly happen and would happen, and know that if I got some Bosnian pyramid water, put that under the pyramid next to all the other waters, you know, the water from Lourdes, the water from Ganges, they would all affect each other just through the etheric body, which is part of the aura. No physical again. So you don't actually put the initial sample physically. You could do that, but the way it's hard to get hold of, you know, one little 100 ml bottle, and you put that into a river and then, whoa, whatever. But you just put it next to other samples of water, and it will impress and cross over its energy pattern. Like homeopathy, that's how homeopathic medicine's made. There's no physical component of a homeopathic remedy. It's diluted so much down. See, it's the initial energy, what they call signature, that's transferred to the remedy. So you get your homeopathic little bottle of pills, which are harmless sugar pills, but they've been exposed to a solution that's been mixed and all the rest, and then it's, in a sense, diluted right down. So you can get a homeopathic remedy made from belladonna, a known poisonous substance, but there's no actual chemical, atomic, for those who are really stipulating, component within that remedy. Same analogy. You put the waters round your water, they're put under a pyramid. I've got the flower of life, which is another known sacred geometry device which purifies things. People who are into crystal therapy will put their crystals on top of a flower of life mat, if you like. You've got crystals, at least I have, crystals that are directly linked to Mother Mary, which again, you can get all this information, and their auric or etheric field is affecting the water, right? And then you take a sample of that water. So the original sample is left. It's there all the time. And the other waters that you put under down, your tap water in this case, in the two major big containers, are transmuted and changed. Needless to say, of course, you can introduce prayer. Every day I bless my water, and this might sound funny, but even because it's just a habit, every time I flush the toilet, because water's coming up through my aura, obviously my own individual auric field, which is also part of this whole thing. And so it's being blessed, and I actually bless the water. And that does go into the local system and will be purifying the water for the whole area, because I have a stream that goes right past my home, which is part of the feeds into the water purification system. See, this has all been set up. Okay, my home's name, everything, all this, you put it all together, okay, is named after a very famous place, Rosalind, which was associated with the Christ or Jesus bloodline, and how the information, as the film portrays, was hidden in like an underground room in Rosalind Chapel, and how they had all the information which perfectly can prove that a certain family is linked into this bloodline of Jesus. And the story portrayed that it was a woman, right? And that Tom Hanks represented the knights, whose role was to guard, similar going to circle the Hells Angels, same idea, knights in armour. This is their role, destiny, to protect the Christed ones. In Neil Young's song, it's worded like that. It's a vision he had. I think I saw the knights in armour all around the chosen one, all in a dream, that the landing has begun. Now this ties in, good way to end, didn't it? Leave them right up in the air. Neil Young, right? It ties in with the theory or the possible reality that aliens have landed on our planet before. Aliens were possibly responsible for the construction of pyramids and various other technological advances which we are now only beginning to understand. You know, what were the pyramids for? They weren't just somewhere to stick a dead pharaoh in. Okay? They are planetary healing technology, devices, machines. I've got my silver machine. Awkward. Now, you might argue with that and say, nah, it's got nothing to do with pyramids. But you see, it comes through on different levels, different strokes for different pokes. That is the nature of this sort of teaching. We're inspired, we put it into a song, and other people hear it and might interpret it a different way. But it's still true. One man's spiritual technology, joke, is another man's burial chamber. So for one person, an Orthodox Egyptologist, now they're just used to stick bodies in and bury people. And yet, all the bodies associated with that dynasty are down the road, called the Valley of the Kings. That's where all the mummies were discovered. Okay? And all other pyramids that are being investigated, and particularly the pyramid in Bosnia, there's no evidence to indicate that someone's buried in there. I mean, they're still investigating it, but they can use various scanning equipment to detect any tunnels or chambers. See, we have the technology. They don't have to physically break in, whatever, because they can scan. And a tunnel, a shaft, a burial chamber, whatever you want to call it, can be detected without physically damaging the pyramid. So, I'm well over my witching hour. It's another, this happened yesterday. We haven't had a massive 30 people have touched in, but that's small and reasonable. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning now. I know it's a different time scan from where you folks are. By the time this thing's ended and uploaded, and then when it's been uploaded to YouTube, I can then get it, as you've noticed, the actual code number, which then I can put into any people friend requesting coming in. I mean, what a better way to introduce you? So I'm just someone to you, right? They're trying to make contact and they're going to want to enter through all this texting shite. Imagine, see the effect. Oh, right. Person texts me, is interested in me, wants to get to know me. What better way than give them a link to like this, a video that they accompanied me for over an hour, see exactly where I'm coming from, what sort of person I am, I'm humorous or whatever, exactly what I look like and whatever, and can then say, oh yeah, I know Graham Clark, soon to be Graham Life, right? Oh, I've really met him. I watched a video of his for an hour and a half. Okay? I didn't just spend an hour texting a load of stuff about what colour, all. This is far more effective and it's using technology. So you make a video of yourself, you upload it okay to YouTube, whatever, but you then get your particular, because that's where it's stored, stashed, so people can access it through this code you get. Then you put that into their messenger request, which I've been doing, and they get a photograph of you as well, which of course helps them to decide, what they're attracted. Do I want to connect in with this person? And then some of them do actually later, not in the time, because obviously I'm just, like yesterday was Sunday, as an example. Many people are bored, they're on there because of the thing, and then, wow, I've got an hour and a half movie here to watch. And they can all stop it and come back to it, or in minutes now, what's this, pyramid, right. But then that saved a lot of hassle, isn't it? They're not going to come back. They're not going to waste their time trying to make a friendship if they've been exposed to, well, this is him, it's transparent, this is really him, it's only just been made such, and then they can make their minds up. So that's why I make these videos partly. It is to make friends, and a far more effective way of doing it. After someone's watched an hour and a half video about you, they've got a lot more constructive ideas of the sort of things they want to ask you. Okay? Right, in my spiel, maybe I ought to be a salesman for Facebook, because on that level, Facebook then is doing a very valuable job. It is linking people on a lot higher level than just rendering a bunch of physical attraction. You see where that person's coming from. You see about their past. You see how he's got to that, as it will be position. The various religious paths he's been through, blah, 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 blah. If you then decide to go the next step, which is to video call me, because you've had that grounding and introduction, if you like, that we can develop a meaningful, good relationship and truly become friends. Okay? And on that note, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him. I don't know if you can still hear this. It's not ending.